Yo, what's going on, everybody? Los here, coming back at you with another video. This is a fun one. So I was tagged by my good friend Brandon over at Mons Comics, and this is for your top 5 favorite covers in your PC. So if you want to see what those are, you know what to do. Hop on that train, take a journey with me. All right, so we're back, and like I said in the intro, this is my top 5 favorite cover. So this is a tough one, right? Because as collectors, we all know, right? We have a crap ton of books, right? You can see all the books behind me, and I know just like everybody else out there, you guys have a bunch of books as well, and it's definitely hard to narrow it down to just 5 favorite covers, right? It's extremely hard. So what I tried to do for this challenge is I tried to condense it a little more, right? And make it a little more precise as what I was looking for. So I went and said, okay, let me pick covers from my favorite artists, right? And then, of course, there's plenty of covers from your favorite artists, right? That's why they're your favorite artists. You're usually going to have a bunch of covers of theirs. So I narrowed it out even more and was like, all right, well, from my favorite artists, I am going to narrow it down to only solo female covers, right? So basically all the covers that I have are only going to be female covers, and it's only going to be just like a single female, right? Or a female that's in the forefront. So that's how I try to make this a little easier on myself, right? Because it's definitely hard, and I can have a top 100 covers. So with that being said, let's jump into the books, right? So again, I know it's really tough, and to break it down to only 5, there's so many good books out there. I'm gonna do it honorable mentions, and why? Because I can, because it's my channel, and I do what I want. But no, just it was just so hard to break it down. So I wanted to show a couple other books, right, that were there but just didn't quite make it, but deserve some love. And the first honorable mention is Batgirl number 12, and this is a beautiful Art Germ cover, and I love this cover. Like, it's just an amazing cover. I know Art Germ at times might be a little repetitive, but this is one of his earlier works from 2010, and I love this cover, but it just didn't quite make my top 5. Number 4 honorable mention, Justice number 5, and this is just an amazing Alex Ross cover. I've always loved this cover with Wonder Woman in the background, and then Cheetah actually ripping through with her claws. Just a beautiful cover. And again, some of these books don't have to be worth anything. It's just the cover, right? And that's just an amazing cover. So that's number 4 for my honorable mentions. Next honorable mention is Astonishing Ant-Man number 10, and this is the Jenny Frison variant. And Psylocke is one of my favorite characters. Jenny Frison is one of my new favorite artists, and love this cover. Was able to get it signed by her at C2E2, and just a gorgeous cover. But this is my number 3 honorable mention. So you can see with my honorable mentions, it's kind of tough because these are some of my favorite covers. So the top 5 really needs to be my best ones. Number 4, couldn't have a list without Jim Lee. He didn't quite make my top 5, but he's in my honorable mention. And that is Before Watchmen Silk Spectre number 1. And this is the Jim Lee lineup variant. So when Jim Lee went over to DC, he did a Watchmen run, this Before Watchmen. But what he did is he did all the lineup covers. So basically all these covers that look like they're in a lineup. And he did the entire Before Watchmen, so it was a whole run. The only one that I'm missing from this run is Rorschach is the only one. It's really hard to get. They're like a 1 in 200 ratio variants. Really tough to find, but awesome Jim Lee cover. So that's my number 2 honorable mention. And last honorable mention is this Gamora number 2 Francisco Martina variant. Love this cover. Just absolutely gorgeous. I love, just that stare. from Gamora, and then the blade and the skull on the other side. Just amazing cover. But it just didn't quite crack my top five. So, but I still wanted to throw in there because it's just a beautiful cover. And now on to my top five. So, number five, it is the Ultimates number 3. Ultimates 3, number 3, variant cover by Frank Cho. I absolutely love this cover. I love the cape work. It's just amazing. Frank Cho is one of my favorite artists. I feel like he's definitely underappreciated. And this is just a gorgeous Scarlet Witch cover. And I was fortunate enough to get it signed by Frank Cho and Jeff Loeb. And they just happened to sign over both the energy orbs. So I thought that was excellent placement of those. But yeah, just a gorgeous cover. And that's my number 5. Number 4 is another one of my favorite artists, and that is David Finch. And him and his wife did a run on Wonder Woman. They had like a little short stint on there, and this was Wonder Woman number 38, and this is the David Finch variant cover. And I was able to get this signed by David Finch and his wife Meredith Finch. There is a bunch of beautiful covers in this run, but I again wanted it to be solo females, and this is just a gorgeous David Finch cover. Love the way he draws Wonder Woman, and yeah, just amazing cover. Like I said, I believe there's another one like 39 or 36, something like that, that has like Wonder Woman and Swamp Thing on it. Another gorgeous cover, but again, sticking to what I wanted the women to be in the forefront, so that's why this one was chosen. But still an absolute gorgeous cover. So I know what you're thinking. You guys are saying, man, he's showing all these modern books. He has these Silver Age and Bronze Age books behind him. He has no Silver Age books in this top 5. Well, here you go. Number 3 on my list is X-Men number 50. This is the first cover appearance of Polaris, and you could just see her menacing, just her coming out of the page, and you can see everybody down behind her just like terrified, even though she's basically still motion, right? She's not really doing anything, but you can see the energy field around her. I just love the pale green with some lighter green, and then the yellow. Just a gorgeous cover. Always love this cover, and this was the first time that the X-Men logo was changed. So I believe it had like a tattered kind of logo behind it, and Jim Steranko changed it to this more block style, and they kept it. So when Jim Steranko did X-Men, he jumped on issue 49, and he knew nothing about the story. It was the artist at the time that was on X-Men was kind of running a little late. He was on Jim Steranko was doing, I believe, like the Nick Fury, like Agent of Shield, and they asked him if he was like, hey, can you just draw up some covers for this run? So he asked for kind of a little information on the story, and he just drew up 2 amazing covers. But yeah, love this, and love the signature on top, and definitely happy to have this one signed and have him tell you the story on why he jumped on this. So that just another gorgeous cover there. And that's number 3. So number 2 and number 1, very tough for me. It was kind of a toss-up either way. But, this is what I chose, and this is what I'm sticking with. So my number 2 book is this guy right here. And that is X-Men 522, the Mark Brooks variant cover. So Mark Brooks is definitely one of my favorite artists. I love the way he draws the female figure, the flow of the hair. I love his cape work, and just amazing cover. I was fortunate enough to meet him and actually get a remark, which, nice Kitty Pryde remark there. It's amazing. Happy it came back at 9.8 because I wasn't too sure about this book. But just, again, a gorgeous cover with Kitty Pryde riding on a, missile, rocket, bullet, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. But, just crazy that she's just riding that through the sky and it's like, okay, I'll aim this somewhere and then I'll just phase through when it blows up. So I thought this was just an amazing cover, and yeah, that's my number two. Just a gorgeous cover. And now my number one. If anybody has seen my channel, you might have seen it on the wall back here before my shelf actually fell. Good thing that the case or the book didn't get ruined, which was terrifying to me. And this is, number one. So it is my Superman Batman number 8, the Michael Turner Aspen Virgin variant. And Michael Turner was definitely one of my favorite artists. He still is. Whenever I see some of his books, I still pick them up. He left this world way too early, and it's just an iconic cover. And you can see so many artists that I feel that they're not copying his style, but they took inspiration right from his style to start their own style, and there's just not much more to say. You just have to look at it and just take on its genius and its beauty, and it's just awesome. And I love this cover. And like I said, Michael Turner is my one of my favorite artists of all time, and just amazing cover. So happy to have this in the PC. It's just a beautiful book, and that is my number one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the books. Definitely let me know what your favorite was down in the comments below. And at this time, I'm also going to tag a few people. So the first person I'm going to tag is Kenny over at Comics 84, or Comic Head 84, sorry. And I know Kenny's been around for a while. He definitely has. He's been doing his own thing, but I haven't seen him do too many YouTube videos. And I know Kenny has some great books, so definitely want to tag him and see what he got. Next, I'm going to tag Chris over at Broke Cause of Comics. So again, there's another guy who has an amazing collection, and definitely would like to see what he can pull out of his books, because again, it's really hard to put out your top 5 when you have so many books. Next, I'm going to tag Josh at Josh's Comics. So I know he has a very good or very nice run of like Batman. So obviously we know Batman has a ton of great covers, but maybe he throws a curveball and throws some other books in there, right? So I want to see that. And last, I'm kind of going on a limb here, right? So this last one, I'm actually going to tag Trent over at Fan Zone or Fandom Zone, right? So this is an Australian couple that mostly does like trailer reviews and movie reviews and stuff like that, right? That's their bread and butter. But I like his take on a lot of the reviews of movies and TV shows because he's a comic book collector, right? Trent is a diehard comic book collector. You can see it in his wall behind him. Whenever they're doing reviews, he always changes out the books that he has. And I know he has some amazing books. And I know he's spoken about, possibly jumping into doing more comic book related stuff. Just not the movie side of it, but like actual comic books, and maybe doing reviews and stuff like that. So I'm throwing this out there. I know they have a much larger channel than I do. But if you see this, I'm reaching out to you, from, I guess I'm part of the comic book community, and to say, hey, let's see your top 5 covers, all right? So those are the people I'm tagging. All of their links will be down below as well, so you can definitely go check them out. If you're not subbed to them, definitely sub them up. All great people. And thanks Brandon for the tag. I appreciate it. It definitely wasn't easy, but it was fun. All right, and until next time, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.